Have you ever been told that to be strong, you need to shut down your emotions? That sensitivity is weakness? That caring too much makes you vulnerable? What if everything you've been taught about feminine strength is completely wrong? I'm about to share something that will challenge everything you think you know about being a powerful woman. There's an ancient philosophy that empresses like Cleopatra and queens like Elizabeth I secretly used to rule empires while keeping their hearts open. They understood something most modern women have forgotten, that true feminine strength isn't about becoming cold or hard. It's about becoming selectively powerful. Welcome to Imperial Mindset, where we unlock the queen energy that's been sleeping inside you. Today, we're diving deep into the feminine way to strength, how to use Stoic principles without losing the beautiful sensitivity that makes you uniquely powerful as a woman. Let me tell you about Sarah, a successful marketing director I know. For years, she believed that to climb the corporate ladder, she had to suppress her intuitive nature, stop caring so deeply about her team, and build walls around her heart. She thought strength meant becoming emotionally unavailable. The result? She felt disconnected from herself, burned out, and strangely powerless despite her success. Sound familiar? Sarah's story reflects what millions of women face every day. We're living in a world that tells us feminine traits are liabilities. That empathy makes us weak. That intuition isn't logical. That caring too much holds us back. But what if I told you the opposite is true? What if your sensitivity is actually your secret weapon? The ancient Stoics understood something profound about human nature. True strength isn't about feeling nothing, it's about feeling everything and choosing your response wisely. But here's where traditional Stoicism falls short for women. It was created by men, for men, in a masculine world. We need a different approach. A feminine approach. Feminine Stoicism isn't about shutting down your emotions. It's about becoming the master of them. It's not about building walls around your heart. It's about installing sophisticated security systems that let love in and keep toxicity out. This is about becoming selectively vulnerable, strategically sensitive, and powerfully soft. Think about water for a moment. Water is soft, fluid, sensitive to every container it enters. Yet water carved the Grand Canyon. Water shapes continents. Water is patient, persistent, and ultimately unstoppable. This is feminine power, soft yet strong, gentle yet relentless, sensitive yet unbreakable. The first pillar of feminine Stoic strength is emotional sovereignty. This means you feel deeply, but you're not controlled by your feelings. Traditional Stoicism might tell you to ignore your emotions. Feminine Stoicism says honor your emotions, understand their message, then choose your response from a place of wisdom rather than reactivity. When someone treats you poorly, your sensitivity will register the hurt immediately. That's not weakness, that's your emotional intelligence at work. But instead of drowning in that hurt or lashing out defensively, feminine Stoicism teaches you to pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what does this person's behavior tell me about them, not about me? This way, you stay connected to your feelings without being hijacked by them. The second pillar is selective vulnerability. Queens don't open their hearts to everyone, but when they do open them, it's fully and authentically. This isn't about building walls, it's about building beautiful gates with discerning guardians. You get to choose who earns access to your inner world. I learned this lesson the hard way when I used to share my dreams and insecurities with anyone who would listen. I thought being open meant being open to everyone. But I discovered that my sensitivity was being weaponized against me by people who didn't deserve my trust. Now I practice what I call strategic softness. I'm still deeply feeling and authentic, but I'm incredibly wise about who gets to witness my vulnerability. The third pillar is intuitive boundaries. Your sensitivity isn't just about feeling emotions, it's about sensing energy, reading rooms, and knowing when something isn't right even before your logical mind catches up. This is a superpower that many women dismiss as being too emotional or irrational. But what if that gut feeling telling you someone isn't trustworthy is actually your feminine wisdom protecting you? What if that sense of unease in certain situations is your internal guidance system keeping you safe? Feminine Stoicism teaches you to trust these intuitive hits while still engaging your rational mind. You don't have to choose between logic and intuition, you can have both. The fourth and most powerful pillar is emotional alchemy. This is where your sensitivity becomes your greatest strength. Instead of just feeling your emotions, you learn to transform them. Anger becomes fuel for change. Sadness becomes compassion for others. Fear becomes wisdom about what matters most. Disappointment becomes clarity about your standards. Consider the story of Victoria, a teacher who used to take every difficult parent interaction personally. Her sensitivity made her an incredible educator. She could sense when students were struggling and respond with exactly what they needed. But she was burning out because she absorbed everyone else's stress and frustration. Through feminine stoicism, she learned to feel the emotions without taking them on. She could be empathetic without being a sponge. Her sensitivity became a tool for connection rather than a source of depletion. This is what emotional alchemy looks like in practice. When you receive criticism that stings, instead of shutting down or fighting back, you pause and extract the gold from the garbage. Is there truth worth considering? Is there nothing valuable, which tells you something important about the source? Either way, you've transformed a potentially painful experience into wisdom. Here's what makes feminine stoicism different from traditional approaches. We're not trying to become emotionally invulnerable. We're becoming emotionally intelligent. We're not building thicker skin, we're building better filters. We're not learning to care less, we're learning to care more wisely. The ancient Stoic Empress Julia Mamaea understood this perfectly. She ruled during one of the most turbulent periods in Roman history, making decisions that affected millions of lives. She was known for her compassion and her ability to sense the needs of her people. Yet she was also decisive, strong, and unshakable in her convictions. She didn't achieve this by suppressing her feminine nature, she achieved it by refining it into a powerful tool of leadership. Your sensitivity gives you information that less sensitive people miss entirely. You can read between the lines, sense unspoken tensions, and understand what people need even when they can't articulate it themselves. This isn't weakness, this is a form of intelligence that can't be taught or faked. But like any superpower, it needs to be channeled correctly. Imagine having incredible physical strength but no control over it. You'd accidentally break everything you touched. This is what happens when we have emotional sensitivity without emotional sovereignty. We feel everything so intensely that we become reactive rather than responsive. The key is learning to be like a skilled martial artist. A martial artist doesn't avoid physical contact, they master it. They feel every movement of their opponent, but they respond with precision rather than panic. This is feminine stoicism, feeling everything, controlling your response, and using your sensitivity strategically. When you master these 4 pillars, something magical happens. You become both strong and soft, both wise and compassionate, both grounded and intuitive. You stop seeing your feminine nature as something to overcome and start seeing it as something to weaponize intelligently. People will be drawn to your energy because you've learned the secret that most people never discover. True power comes from integration, not suppression. You haven't shut down parts of yourself to become strong, you've learned to orchestrate all parts of yourself into a symphony of authentic power. This doesn't mean you'll never feel overwhelmed or hurt. It means when you do feel these things, you'll have the tools to process them quickly and extract wisdom from every experience. You'll cry when you need to cry, but you won't drown. You'll feel anger when it's appropriate, but you won't be consumed by it. You'll love deeply, but you won't lose yourself in the process. Remember, queens throughout history weren't powerful because they were emotionless. They were powerful because they mastered their emotions. They felt deeply, loved fiercely, and ruled wisely. They understood that feminine strength doesn't come from becoming more like men, it comes from becoming more like the highest version of yourself as a woman. So here's my challenge for you. For the next 7 days, practice these 4 pillars. When emotions arise, practice emotional sovereignty, feel them fully, then choose your response wisely. Practice selective vulnerability, be authentic, but be discerning about who gets access to your inner world. Trust your intuitive boundaries, that gut feeling is trying to protect you. And practice emotional alchemy, ask yourself how you can transform what you're feeling into wisdom or compassion or fuel for positive change. Your sensitivity isn't your weakness, it's your secret weapon. Your ability to feel deeply isn't holding you back, it's your competitive advantage. Your caring nature isn't naive, it's revolutionary in a world that's forgotten how to love intelligently.